So, you want to know the top 10 conspiracy theories in Elder Scrolls Online? Well, keep watching. Hi, folks. Welcome to Revision, and welcome to this special edition of conspiracy theories in Elder Scrolls Online. So, let's get right into it. Conspiracy theory number 1. Our first conspiracy theory is 80% of the game's wealth is controlled by a handful of people. Well, you know what they say, all roads lead to Mournhold, and that's where the money is, and that is where you'll find some of the richest players in the game. So yes, it is partially true that 80% of the wealth is controlled by a small group of individuals that have a lot of power in the game. And I've even come across some of them. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll do a tell-all on this. Conspiracy theory number 2. A handful of people control 80% of the glyph sales in Mournhold. I would challenge you one day to look at the sellers of all the glyphs being sold, primarily the yellow glyphs and the purple glyphs, and you will notice that pretty much most of these players are the same person selling all these glyphs in Mournhold. It's no secret that a handful of people have a cartel type of control over the glyph business in Mournhold. So, while it may be a conspiracy theory, it's a conspiracy theory that is actually partially true. Conspiracy theory number 3. Craiglore yields resource nodes faster with more players present. I've noticed that when I farm for potent Nirncrux and fortified Nirncrux, you go out to Craiglore and you do that lap that I have on my channel where I show everybody how to do the farm out in Craiglore. You will get better resource nodes faster if you have more players out there. I've done it in the wee hours of night, and I've done it by myself where nobody's around out there. And unfortunately, the resource nodes don't spawn as quickly as they do with other players that are out there. So that tells me a couple factors. One, that the more players, the faster the nodes spawn. And two, the nodes spawning out in Craiglore, because there's potent Nirncrux and fortified Nirncrux, it may be keyed into a coding in the game that has it at peak hours of the game. So, depending on the time of the game, time of the hour of the day, could determine the resource yield and how fast it spawns. Conspiracy theory number 4. Cooldowns on motifs. This has been a talked about issue within the game. A lot of people debate this. But you'll hear that after a certain amount of motifs that you get in the game, it will stop getting you motifs. This seems to be especially true for zones that have been created after the Ellsworth expansion. Whether or not it's an actual truth or not, we leave it in the realm of conspiracy. Conspiracy theory number 5. Cooldown on refinement. If you notice that if you refined a little too much, meaning you got a couple thousand ore on you or something like that, and you refine them all in one day, your yield gain from that might not be as great as if you would just spread them out each and every day. You'll get a lot of different opinions on this in the game. Some people will say, I refine in this spot and I get this much, blah, blah, blah. But that's why it's in the realm of conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theory number 6. Drop rates are better for ESO Plus members. I would bet money on this one because if I was a game developer and I put this in the coding to get people to pay more money for my product, I'd be bankrolling myself all the way. So I definitely think this is possibly true, but I can't prove it, and that's why it's in the realm of conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theory number 7. The game developers play the game and influence the economy. This game has one of the most well-crafted economies I've ever seen. It's just almost too perfect. And for there not to be any type of game developer presence would simply amaze me if that was true. But I do think they not only play the game, I do think they have some sort of influence of the game's economy. And I would be willing to bet that they almost have control over some of the guilds out in Mournhold, where all the money is made in the game. So, conspiracy theory or truth, you be the judge. Conspiracy theory number 8. Unbound dungeon and trials gear. Every now and then you will see it pop up and people will be like, "Oh, there's something shady going on in the game." Well, actually, this is not a conspiracy theory, but rather something that happened in the game a long time ago. Back in the early development stages of this game, when it first came out, trial gear and dungeon gear were not bound. So if you happen to save that old gear from years ago and made it into the patch where they changed it to where it was bound, any of those old items that you kept on you were never bound. So, it's not a conspiracy theory, it is actually the truth. There are still out there some unbounded dungeon and trial gear. Very rare to find, but it's legit, and this is what happened in the game. Conspiracy theory number 9. The craft bag glitch. Oh man, I remember when this happened when I played years ago. I think it happened back in 2016. I kept hearing people say, "Oh, there's a craft bag glitch and it's spawning duplicate mats." And for the most part, I think it was true. I think there was a time period within the game where the craft bag was creating duplicate mats and people were getting rich off of it and, making a whole lot of gold from it. And from what I heard, ESO cracked down on it and they banned a couple players and they made it harder for you to earn yellow improvement mats during refinement as a result of this crackdown. So, long story short, I believe it did happen, but they took care of it. And that is the story of the craft bag glitch. Conspiracy theory number 10. And this last conspiracy is more or less urban legend. I've heard stories about it. I don't know if it's true or not, but I guess you be the judge on it. But the urban legend is that a few years back, for 3 hours in this game, during the wee hours, there was a glitch in the game where if you put gold into a guild bank and took it out, it duplicated it. And so there are some people that benefited off of it and became instant billionaires. And to this day, they still have a lot of power in the game and control a lot of things. Conspiracy theory, urban legend, you be the judge on that. All right, folks, that concludes my top 10 conspiracy theories in Elder Scrolls Online. If you like this video, please hit the like button and become a subscriber. I put out videos on Elder Scrolls Online each and every week. And if you want to hear more conspiracy theory stuff, definitely promote this video. And if it gets a lot of views and a lot of likes, maybe I'll make some more and do a telltale of all the secrets and knowledge that I have come across from this game. It goes a lot deeper than a lot of you think. So, all right, folks, I'll see you next time.